Welcome to our Thursday Live. It's so good to see y'all. It's been a minute. I am streaming into Instagram today and in our Facebook group, but I won't be doing this every week. So today we're going to be talking about marketing strategy for standing out on social media. This is really the heart of what I do, is help people stand out online with strategy. So I'm going to be talking about that today. Something else next, I go live every Thursday at 11 a.m. Central. So great to see you guys. Hi, everyone. Happy Thursday. And next Thursday, June 9th, I'm doing something that I'm going to start doing here and there. And that is I'm doing some free Instagram audits where I'm going to look at your feed, your bio. This only happens in the Facebook group because I'm going to share my screen. Can't really do that on Instagram right now. So two things. If you want a free Instagram audit, we're going to do a drawing. The link's in my bio, and Kelly's dropping the link here in the Facebook group. And can we all just welcome Kelly Sullivan back to Frankly Deb? She was with me in the very beginning, and she's here with me today, and I'm so excited to have Kelly here. Say hi to Kelly, everyone. A lot of you guys know Kelly. So great. She's going to be supporting us today. And I'm going to go live next Thursday in my Facebook group, Impact Nation. If you're on Instagram, both links are in my bio. Sign up for a free audit. You just might get chosen. And come join us in Impact Nation where this is going to happen. It's really an audit and learn session, because even if it's not your Instagram being audited, you're going to learn a lot. Okay. Yes. So great to have you, Kelly. So let's get going. I'm going to talk today about marketing strategy. Okay. I'm a marketing strategist. That's what I am. I'm a brand strategist. My background, I started out as an art director, became a creative director. I worked on Fortune 500 brands. And now all I do is coach women entrepreneurs. It's my passion. I love it. And this is something I want everyone to hear, because a lot of you guys are out there right now. So great to see. Give me a hello. Give me a hi. I love seeing who's all here. Thank you. A lot of you guys are wondering, first of all, I'm hearing a lot of buzz. Some of you guys are posting on, showing up on Instagram. Some of you guys are sitting there wanting to show up on Instagram. Some of you guys are on Facebook. Everyone is talking about the funky Instagram and Facebook algorithms. This is the hot topic in the last couple of weeks. Okay. It's funkadoodle. We know this. It's wacky. What's going on? Well, they're making a lot of changes. And this is the thing. They're always going to be making changes, and we never quite know what's coming. And that's frustrating as a person that's growing their business online. And I get that. But here's the thing. This is the good news. There is a part that never will change. And this is the most important part of marketing, is your own brand, what it's all about, who you serve, why you do, what your purpose is. Okay. What's unique about your brand? All those things right there. That's what I call the foundation. Okay. That never changes. And I'll tell you what else. Those things that I'm covering, I call that my brand love system. Those areas that I'm touching on right there, that's called brand strategy in the marketing world. And I'll tell you something else. Every single time when I was working on these other big brands out there, right? Brands you guys have heard of, the Alaska Airlines, the Starbucks, the Nordstroms, all that stuff. We didn't start a single project without deep diving into all of those things I just told you. It required a lot of research and of course, in big companies, they have research departments, and we get all this great data, and like, who are we talking to? What's the promise? What's unique and different about this brand that we really want to highlight? Okay. All of those things before we even start thinking of what's a creative commercial we can come up with. We have to know that, or the commercial won't work. Well, here's the deal. On social media, the same thing is true. The same thing is true. You have to know these things, or you'll be sitting there going, I don't know what the hell to post. I don't know what to do. The algorithm's crazy. Everyone's doing reels, dancing around and showing their dogs and stuff. Okay, let me talk about this. This is really important. Be careful of the trends on Instagram. Be careful. So I know it's really, really enticing to go out there and try something that's taken off like wildfire, or something went viral and you're like, oh, I'm going to use that trending audio and that trending cut and that trending this. Those are tactics, okay? Tactics can reach a lot of people. But here's the thing. But if you're not including those areas that are showcasing those areas about your business, you're not going to reach ideal clients. You're just going to reach a lot of tire kickers. And that, I know they're really tempting. Trust me. Now, here's a hack of a hack. Here's the thing. I'm not saying you can't use trends. You can use them strategically. I'm trying this. I'm doing a whole bunch of research right now and trying different things, but I will tell you this. You can use trends if you're being strategic and highlighting what is unique and special about your brand within that. If you're just using a trend to be funny and to copycat and whatever, guess what's happening? You guys are seeing it. If you guys on Instagram know this. We're starting to see the same audio, the same people mouthing the same words. It's like, oh my God, if I see that clip one more time, I'm just like, really? Everyone looks the same. This is what starts happening with trends and copycat. And I'm also going to include templates because I am not a fan of templates. I'm just going to put that out there. Why? All of these things become everyone looking the same. This is what happens. There is no brand like you, period, end of story. There's not. It's your job. Oh, and I'm getting some good questions. I'll answer questions. Kelly, I'm going to give Kelly a task. Can you grab questions for me? And then I will take questions at the end. This is only going to be about 20 minutes. And I'll take questions because these are great, great questions. Yeah. Would you equate following trends with painting coconuts for tourists? Yeah, probably. Yeah. I think that's a good question. Yeah, I think that, well, this is what I know. It's your job to do the foundational work first of what is my brand really all about? Okay. Because there's millions of other people on social media doing something similar. So you have to stand up for your brand of what, and you're a brand, right? If you're on social media and you're selling something, you're a brand. Okay. So first of all, you're a brand. That's number one. Number two, it's your job to identify who is my target audience. And I'm going to encourage you guys to really niche down tight on that. You cannot serve everyone. It's really becoming the era of the specialists in whatever it is that you do. This requires a lot of focus. And I know entrepreneurs like to try on all the shiny things. I get it. I'm one too. But it requires a lot of focus. It really does. I can serve anyone, but I'm focusing on women, and I hyper-focus specifically with, I can help anyone, but I know my sweet spot and I know my demographics, right? Like 40 women, 40 plus. That's my sweet spot. I know this. Didn't grow up with social media. It's kind of weird, kind of awkward. Want a system, want a strategy, want to do it, that's something that's sustainable. I know what my audience wants. You have to know that for your audience. That requires you to do some work. That requires you to listen, to ask questions, to investigate. You also need to identify, what is it about my business? I'm going to use the word brand because that's what we're doing. We're branding our brand with how we focus it on social media. What is unique and different? Look around, because you do have things about your brand, whatever it is. If you're a coach, a service provider, a brick and mortar store, or an artist, I'd serve all of those, right? There is something unique about how you do what you do, what your purpose is. Maybe it's your approach, maybe it's your technique, maybe it's the energy behind it. But those things are what marketers use to like dial it, and that helps you stand out. So all of this work, I would prefer a business do this work first before they just start throwing random shit on the wall, because you're going to get random. I mean, I'm just going to be honest. You're going to get random shit followers. That's not what we want. We want followers that are ideal clients. So you don't need to be going, I just need to go viral. I need 10,000 followers. I mean, that's great if you can get 10,000 ideal client followers, but it's not great if you get 10,000 yahoos that love watching your dog run around and have nothing to do with your business and will never buy from you. So this is something that I don't feel a lot of people are talking about. We all want the numbers. We want lots of people to see our stuff. Now I'm going to talk about the difference between, there's branding, which is what I'm talking about. And that's not like, let's not confuse branding, because I think a lot of people can get confused on what this is. I'm not talking about a logo, and I'm not even talking about brand colors, which is a part of it. I literally consider brand colors the icing on the cake. And you won't hear me talk about it a whole lot, but it comes way after you do this foundational work. Okay. You don't even need a logo unless you're a brick and mortar anymore. I mean, it's just changed too much. It's about connection, right? So how do we build connection? How do we stand out with strategy on social media? All of these things I'm saying, you have to do that work first. It requires us to do that work. And I'll tell you something else. The days of just posting photos, not doing the strategy, getting lots of followers, those are gone. Those are over. There's a lot of people that have come on in the last 2 years on social media. And instead of looking at it as like, wow, there's a lot of competition, I'm going to encourage you to look at it this way. You know what? It's a huge opportunity. There's more buyers out there now online that can purchase from you. If you just focus some more on what you're here to do, what's your purpose, who's your target audience, what's unique and different about your brand, how are you going to position yourself? Okay, take that, then do reels and posts and stories, and use, those are tactics. Then you can use the tactics. Okay, a trending audio, that's a tactic. It has to have strategy for that to work and reach the clients that you want to reach. The other thing is, you know, I'm following the CEO of Instagram. I'm following, you know, a lot of the Instagram specialists. You know, I'm a brand strategist, but this is a tactic. We've got to use social media to get the word out. And they're saying things, and this is what I'm testing. Right now, I'm going live. This is not a reel. And I'm using original audio. It's my voice. Adam Mosseri, the CEO of Instagram, announced in the last week or so that, maybe it was prior to that, but trending audio isn't going to be as much of a big deal as original audio. It's always changing. So if you're chasing after every trend, you're not going to get very far. It's again, the big takeaway for today that I want everyone to hear is, if you don't have strategy on all those things I'm talking about, and you're just chasing trends, you're not going to attract people that will actually end up buying from you. And so what's the point if you're a business, right? Now, if you're strategic, this is the beauty of strategy. It requires you to understand your audience really well. I mean, as well as you know yourself, you really have to understand, what do they love? What inspires them? Where are they struggling in life with a certain thing your type of product, business can help them with, okay? Every one of you has that. You do. What's really cool about that is, by understanding your audience really, really well, it allows you to have a real connection with people. And that's what it's really all about. They want a connection with you, which also makes them have a deeper connection with what your offer is, whatever that is. If it's a physical product or it's a service, they feel more connected to you. You get them closer to know, like, and trust you and want to work with you or buy from you. So what's cool about that is, it's actually really fun to connect with your audience. It really is. And I actually just did a reel today actually on the power of women 40 plus. This is something that I know a lot about. My former ad agency specialized in marketing to women 40 plus. And I will tell you, I have a lot of women 40 plus followers. Women 40 plus have more buying power than any other demographic in the world. So there's a lot of, and as a woman 40 plus, 50 plus, you tend to attract similar demographics. We just do. That's very typical. Most of the clients that I work with, their ideal clients are 40 plus. 40 plus has the most money to spend. This is really great news. So you have so much power. That's what I want you to hear too. I'm just throwing so much today. I'm going off the cuff today. So I'm kind of all over the place, but I want you to understand you have so much power. There's so much opportunity here on social media. And if you take the time to do the work of standing out by strategy, it's a game changer. That's how you stand out. And then you can use some of these tactics strategically and really reach people that want to be in community with you, that want to have what it is that you offer, that are delighted by it, that are informed by it. That's the great news. So I'm going to keep things short today. There's a reason for that. There's always a strategy. Live videos, I'm going to share a little secret with you. I'm looking at the clock at 17 after. Live video sweet spot's 18 minutes. Did y'all know that? And it's important to do that. If you have something to share or teach or inspire, consider using the many different tools of Instagram, not just Reels. And this requires us to, again, use strategy, think about your ideal audience and what they really want to hear. And then I will ask you guys, I love questions. So even in the replay, high replay, a lot of people will see this in replay. I love questions. So if you have questions, drop them, because I love to hear, where are you at? Where are you struggling with social media? I really do want to know. I'd love to answer those and help you guys out. And again, I'm going to say, I have a really cool thing. I'll put it up here in Facebook again. We're doing a free audit drawing for Instagram. You can just go to the link in my bio on Instagram, or Kelly's dropping the link in the Facebook group to get chosen to have your Instagram feed audited by me live next Thursday. And there's something to be learned for everyone on this. It's really great. So come check it out. Join me next Thursday. I won't be on Instagram, y'all that are watching me on Instagram. Go to the link in my bio and join my Facebook group, because we're going to do a really cool session next Thursday at 11 a.m. on Instagram audits. And I'm going to show you guys my screen, and we're going to walk through, and it's going to be a great learning session. So have a beautiful, beautiful Thursday. Thank you so much. I have a question. I'd love to hear what you have to say. This is a good question about the saturated art market. That's a great question. And I'll tell you what, anyone in any field right now is telling me things like that. They feel like it's saturated. I don't care if you're a coach, if you're a real estate agent, if you're an artist, if you have a brick and mortar store, they feel like it's saturated because so many people have flooded the online space. So many people came on Instagram and Facebook. So here's what I'm going to say. It's the same answer that I said prior. I have a lot of artists that I coach in my House of Impact program, and it's all about strategy. And we teach that in the first 5 weeks, and then that's our foundation, and we use it for the entire year in the program. It requires artists to get really clear on what is your purpose and your why. Really clear on who is your ideal target audience for your art. This applies to any field, by the way. I'm just using an artist as an example, but it truly, truly does. How is your art brand? Because you're a brand now. It's not just the style of art. It's what you stand for. How is that unique and different than other artists? Most artists are not claiming this. They're just saying, here's my art, like a catalog. You have to get past the idea that your art is like what worked 5 years ago, 3 years ago, 1 year ago does not work anymore. It's changing so fast. It requires us to be very strategic. And all of those things I'm saying and being able to position it and then turn your feed into a delightful channel with that strategy, that's how you stand out with your art. And that's how you stand out with any type of business. So that's a really great question. I really appreciate that. Any other questions, let me know. You can drop questions in here for me. I'll also circle back on replay and answer them. And I can't wait to see you guys next Thursday. Come join me and have a beautiful, beautiful day. And I'll see you guys soon. Thanks, everybody.